All right. Good evening, everybody. How you guys doing? What's going on, brother?
Hey, not much. How's your week been?
Jesus. Things are crazy, dude. The funny thing is, I think you were making fun of me earlier. I'm seriously one of the only guys in the entertainment industry in this region, Northern California, that's actually making money.
Yeah, I've noticed. I see a whole lot of guys wandering around. I got some actors I know that are like, well, what are you doing? I said, well, doing a TV radio thing. And you're doing TV and radio? You got work? And you don't got a SAG card? It's like, no, I don't.
A good old buddy of mine, he's in show business. He calls me, and he's busy. He's working, but he's able to call me, and he goes, yeah, I get my SAG card next week. And I haven't heard from him since. He's just on everything. He's so busy. All right, so let's get into this. The Cash Cow Show. You're Bradley Meyer. Now, tell me a little bit about what people can expect from the Cash Cow Show.
I'm sharing 40 years worth of the School of Hard Knocks experience with people that I've learned growing up in this business. A long time, my job was, excuse me, and a running joke was, it's like now it's Call Saul is the TV series thing. It was like, call Brad. You got a property that's screwed up, upside down. You got housing and urban development not sending you your monthly payment. 1-800-4BRAD. He'll show up. He'll fix it. I had a good friend of mine that I worked with for years. And we actually saw Pulp Fiction one night together, waiting for the cops to haul some gangbangers off. And he's like, dude, you're Mr. Wolf. That's you. It's like,
well, they call
They
call me the Tony Soprano of radio because I'm the guy that they come to when they need something done, right?
There you go.
You got a company that needs marketed. You got a small business. You're trying to figure out how to increase sales. I'm the guy, right? I'm the guy.
Yep.
So we're going to talk a little bit about investment properties, real estate, how people can become better.
We're going to talk about agents, too, and how they can increase their sphere of influence, and brokers can bring in new agents and show them how to start making money right away.
Explain to me this sphere of influence. What is this thing?
The sphere of influence, what I perceive it as, and what generally it's referred to, is people that know, like, and trust you already.
Okay.
And the more people you get that know, like, and trust you, the more people you build a solid relationship with, the more business you're going to have. And I base all that on a whole shift in how to be a real estate agent and real estate broker. Mm-hmm. It's not the TV version of I rush out and sell houses and everybody can be my client.
Correct.
The way I teach, not everybody is right for you.
Yeah, no,
You're not right for everybody.
I just fired a client just now.
Yeah, I know. We were laughing about that before the show.
Oh, my God. All right,
and that's a big project. I mean, it's a multi-million-dollar project, and it's like, geez, folks, you kind of dropped the ball on that.
All right, so what kind of property should be purchased for real estate investments?
Primo question, Quinn. Problem with that question is everybody kind of tips their head sideways like that German Shepherd when you blow the dog whistle. It depends on what your plan is in the future. That determines what kind of property you should get into. I've got a cousin who neighbors bought a property up by Chico State for their kids to live in while they go to school because they figured, hell, for $40,000, I can leverage $400,000 and have an asset. And down the road, when my kids are out of college, I can still rent out rooms and make money. And I said, okay, that's cool, and I can show you how to set it up because that's a whole unique process. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do when you're tired of dealing with college kids?
What are you going to do?
We're going to sell it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing is what are you going to do when you're tired of renting rooms out and you can just rent the whole house out?
You can do that. You can sell it. You can 1031 exchange it into something else that's not in Chico when you live in the Bay Area.
Explain to me the 1031 exchange. We've talked about it on the Good Life show, but the audience that's listening to this show or watching this show may not know what that is.
Basically, 1031 exchange is somewhat complicated. There's private companies that handle those. But to simplify it, It's you're taking what you have as an income property and exchanging it for a similar type of income property within, I believe currently it's a 6-month time frame. Mm-hmm. And you can sell your property and put the money, if I'm correct on this, and that's why I say you really need to go to companies that specialize in these. And I've worked with a few, and they're great. You can put the money in an escrow account with that company. So as long as you never take the money, you get to exchange it for better property, different property, and you still have the initial tax liability of the very first property that you bought. So if you got a house that's worth, say, $300,000, you exchange it for a duplex that's worth $5,000, you still got the tax basis of the $300,000 property. So in essence, I look at it as you just got $200,000 you can work with for free.
And then, of course, now you've got 2 properties that you can turn around and create an
Well, no,
ROI
you end up
it.
with one because you exchange the house for something else.
Correct. I get that.
But
yeah.
yeah.
With the duplex, you can rent. You have 2 separate rents.
Yeah, 2 separate sides to
Correct.
rent out, so you double your income on that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, how often do people actually do this?
Educated investors do it a lot.
Okay.
Most people don't. I've done it a couple of times because it was very beneficial. I suggest it to people, but it's one of those, how do rich people get rich in real estate? By doing stuff nobody else does and not sharing all the information. It's kind of one of those scenarios where it's not really known. So it's something I show people how to do, among other things. And depending on what you want to do, depends on the type of property you need to buy and where you're living too.
So let's say they're a green pea. They're just getting into investing. How do they know what property to invest in?
Back to how long do you want to keep it and what's your plan? Okay. And that's one thing I do with my clients is I sit down and go, look, what's your long-term goal? You buy in this house so that you know you've got money to put your kids through college. You can sell it, get a lump sum, pay a little tax. They got their college money. Mm-hmm. You're going to turn the house into a wedding present for one of the kids. You're going to not trust your corporate retirement account and have residual income while somebody else pays off an asset for you. What do you want to do? You want to create generational wealth with it and get an apartment complex that pays your kids and your grandkids and the rest of the family that you know, love, and trust in perpetuity? Or you want to hit that magic number where you're done, where you wake up that morning and go, screw this. I'm not going to work no more. I'm not getting out of bed anymore. I got cash coming in. I can go refi that 8-unit apartment complex. And I'm booking a flight to St. somewhere because it's cold where I'm at. And the boss will figure out he can kiss my happy butt goodbye when I ain't there. I mean, I've had guys do that. One of them's living down in Mexico making $3,200 a month off an apartment complex he has. And every once in a while I get a postcard, bro, you should come down. It's like, dude, you should buy me a plane ticket.
All right, so somebody's thinking about buying their first property. Should they buy a rental and rent it out and create cash flow, or should they buy a home to live in first?
You should buy a home to live in, but make that home a duplex so you're set up the foundation to have your rentals as you progress. And in most lenders that I've talked to lately, they'll count 75% of the side you rent out. 75% of what that guy pays in rent is your money. They'll count that as your income. So if he's paying $1,000, you just bumped your monthly income by $750.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right. People can find more information on your philosophy here over at cashcowsystems.org. Is that right?
That's the spot.
All right. We're going to go to a break. We're going to come back and learn a little bit more from Bradley N. Meyer at The Cash Cow Show. We'll be right back.